OG Swag. OG Swag. Stop playing with him. You ain't had to bless me like that, man. I appreciate the love and support every single time. For real, for real. OG Swag, man. You keep me on my feet, man. Like I said, you already know, mixed master engineer and all the above. I feel like the rest of the boxing game, and you know what I'm saying, the man like OG Swag is who keep me rolling. You know what I mean? Because I ain't money made. I am undefeated on split decision, but I ain't money made. I don't got all the money in the world, but I got my Akhis right here. I got OG Swag right here, and I got all my Akhis. I got someone calling in, so I appreciate it, Akhi, for showing love every single time, man. For real, for this round. So, Keith Thurman said, if Crawford send me a contract, watch me sign it. And Crawford responded back. He clapped back by telling him, hold on, let me pull up a quote. He said, Keith Thurman, shut your ass up. You don't want, you don't know what you want. You don't know what do you want to do, because I bet if we send you a contract, your ass will find a way out of the contract. Not verbatim, but that's around what he said. Now, of course, we already know what, you know, Keith Thurman famously known for is don't duck me, son. So he said that if Crawford, you know, send him a contract, he will sign it. I want to see that fight. That's a fight I really want to see. I would love to see Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence and Keith Thurman versus Crawford. I believe the lust ain't no longer there, if I'm being honest, because Keith Thurman got beat by Manny Pacquiao. But I believe, if I'm keeping it a buck, I believe Manny Pacquiao been drinking out of that holy water for a long time. So, I mean, it's still a good fight, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was just a bad look, because Keith Thurman was talking about, oh, I don't care if he takes Vada or not. He could take whatever he want, because I'm knocking him spark out. I'm finna do this. I'm finna do that. And you know what I mean? All that. And then fight night, he got dropped in the first round. I think that was a horrible look right there. But just to inform you, Nate, Keith Thurman, according to reports, he turned down a Crawford offer from Top Rank before the Pacquiao fight. Now, I could see why he will turn down a Crawford fight, because he had a Pacquiao fight on the table. I would too. So I believe Crawford should call his bluff. I believe Crawford should send the contract, see if he's for real or not. See if he's keeping it a buck, because is he capping or not is the $1 million question. Because for him to take a Crawford fight at this point, right after a Manny Pacquiao fight, I'm having a hard time believing that. Because Crawford ain't no joke, man. I'm favoring Crawford all day against Keith Thurman, especially the way he been swinging wild lately. And Crawford could do it all. So what you got to say to that, Nate?
No, and one thing I want to say, you know, we like to say where the fighters do it. I'm one to think that most fighters will fight who get put in front of them. I think this is more of a Al Heyman, Bob Arum thing. They got to kind of get together, figure out how they're going to make this, because Pacquiao's still waiting, right? If Keith Thurman get another bite at Pacquiao, ain't no way he's turning that down for Terence Crawford. Yeah. However, if it was an opportunity for Terence Crawford to get Keith Thurman, this would be it. Coming off a high-profile loss to Pacquiao, this should be the time. Now the question is, what do Al Heyman want to do? Do he want to try to make a second part of that fight? Because he's going to make money regardless.
I mean, I don't think it's on Al Heyman though. I think Al Heyman I think because Al Heyman is the manager, he looks out for the fighter, no doubt. But according to Keith Thurman, if Crawford sends him a contract, watch me sign it. He's basically saying, watch me fight Crawford if y'all send me a contract. So Keith Thurman not Keith Thurman. Al Heyman has nothing to do with this, because according to Keith Thurman himself, he will sign the fight. So I'm saying Crawford should tell Top Rank and Bob Arum, hey, I want to see if he's for real or not. I want to call his bluff. Send him a contract like I did, you know, in the past. Send him a contract and see what's on the table, because I'm pretty sure Manny Pacquiao, if he has one more fight in him, he's going to fight Errol Spence. That's the obvious goal. If not, it's going to be either Danny Garcia or Mikey Garcia. I don't think he's going to go to Keith Thurman again, because he already got a win against Keith Thurman and beat him when he was undefeated. So I don't think Manny Pacquiao will give Keith Thurman a second chance when he don't have to, especially when he won the fight fair and square, at least according to the judges. I'm not talking about what VADA testing and all the above. I'm just talking about the fight itself. He won it in my eyes. So what I'm saying to you is, I don't think Pacquiao will revisit that. And according to Keith Thurman, he will fight Crawford. And keep in mind, Nate, Keith Thurman in the past, he called out Mayweather, claimed that in order to be an all-time great, and if you want a shortcut to be in a Hall of Famer, all you have to do is be a Hall of Famer, which is a Pacquiao or a Keith or a Mayweather. Now, he failed when it came to that because he couldn't beat a Manny Pacquiao. And as far as Crawford, he's pound for pound #1 today. So if you want to prove that you wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather for the legacy, not the money, then fight Crawford. That's all I'm saying. So according to him, he will sign the fight. And I got nothing but respect for that. So if he keeping it a buck and he fights Crawford next, oh, I'm a fan. I'm a Keith Thurman fan. Yeah. I've always been a Keith Thurman fan. But at the end of the day, when Errol Spence was across the table and he told him, listen, man, I want this fight as bad as I want to breathe. And Keith Thurman was like, man, I ain't hungry. I'm like, come on, Keith. Stop playing with him.
But in Keith Thurman's defense, that's how everybody did Errol Spence. It wasn't until Kell Brooks gave him the shot over in
He had to, too. He had to for the WIBF straight.
And that's how he made his spot. But to get back to the question, listen, at the end of the day, I'm with you. The fight I would rather see is Keith Thurman versus Terence Crawford. But, I mean, you just said, later on down the line, is that later this year, beginning of next year, we're supposed to see Crawford versus Spence, right? So I don't see how we can make all three fights. So who is he dropping? Is he going to drop the Kell Brooks fight and just fight Keith Thurman?
I mean, hell yeah. If he's gonna do that, I'd rather see him face Keith Thurman than a Brook. Because if I'm being honest with you, Brook, he kept complaining about he couldn't make 147. He struggled to make 147 against Errol Spence 3 years ago. And now all of a sudden he can make 147 against Crawford 3 years later. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? That's why
it's a money grab.
Yeah, it's a money grab. It's a money grab.
It's a money grab. It's the same thing Amir Khan been doing in his last couple of fights. It's a money grab.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just getting out with a big name, get your weight up, get you a big check, go ahead and sign up. Because when you look at that fight, Amir Khan shouldn't have been in the ring. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And I think Bob Arum, he has some type of relationship to where he can kind of cherry pick these UK fighters, bring them on over, use them as warm-up for his top guys, and then send them on their way. So that's why I think the Kell Brooks fight is going to happen most likely. And then, like you said, by that time, the wheels are already turning for Errol Spence because Errol Spence should have his fight up under his belt. And now we're going to start the promotion machine for that fight. So I think if Keith Thurman if he don't get this opportunity, this is going to pass him. In my book, it's going to pass him. His opportunity got passed when he lost to Manny Pacquiao.
To be honest with you, though, he could have been a superstar. He could have been a superstar if he beat Manny Pacquiao. But I don't think opportunities passed him because I think Errol Spence will still fight him. Crawford will always fight him because you got to keep in mind Todd Brank is in a desperate situation at the welterweight division since they don't have nobody to compete with. So if they could have a Keith Thurman fight, a Porter fight, whatever on the table, they will be open to it because they don't have that many fighters on that division. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying if he don't get this fight with Terence Crawford. Now, because think about it. Okay, Errol Spence is supposed to fight who next? You know what I'm saying? And then once he fights that fight, he's going to fight Terence Crawford. Where would Keith Thurman be then? If he don't fight Pacquiao again, he don't fight Terence Crawford, where would he be in the 147 division?
And that division packed as hell because he could fight. There's a lot of fighters he could face. He interested in Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao rematch. Okay. That's what he said. But there's also plenty of fighters like Ugas and dangerous fights, of course. You know, they high reward, but at the end of the day, I don't think he will take them because it's Ugas, you got Jaron Ennis, and Virgil Ortiz. They all want Keith Thurman at the end of the day, so they will be willing to fight him, but it's just a matter of the time. Keith Thurman is going to be very selective at this point. He coming off a Manny Pacquiao fight, and everybody that fight Manny Pacquiao or Floyd back in the day, they always end up getting big fights. Yeah. Like, for example, Guerrero, he lost to Mayweather, lost to someone else after that, or a draw in a war. Then Guerrero kept getting payday after payday against Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and this and that. So once you fight one of them big names, you really, win or lose, you're always gonna end up in a big fight. But great talking to you, Nate. Always great talking to you. Subscribe to my man channel. He have his own show. I'll probably be a guest on his show one day. Great talking to you. Great talking to you, Nate.
Hey, good talking to you, brother. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you giving me your time. And for anybody that's listening, subscribe, comment, and like. Nate Drink One. Holla at y'all.
Peace. Yeah, subscribe to my Akhi channel, Nate Drink One. All day, every day. You already know. Till this day, y'all better show love to my Akhi. Shout out to Jay Thompson. I appreciate the love and support. My man said, I appreciate the content, bro. You already know what Akhi stand for, brother, at the end of the day. So I appreciate you, Akhi. Jay Thompson. Shout out to OG Swag and everybody in the chat. So let me move on to the next round. Hello?
Akhi, I see you making all that money.
Hold on, Camacho.
Making those videos on me.
Listen,
ad revenue.
Hey, Camacho, hold on. You done got... Look, man, I'll let you talk all you want and all that, but at the end of the day, you cannot come on my platform and lie. So, one thing, you could state your opinion. Anybody, this is the show of the people, right? But you cannot come on Split Decision and lie, because if you insist that it's a fact, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to go back and be like, maybe I'm misinformed. Now, you came last show, right? And you said that Povetkin was a former world champion.
WBA Super, just under the biggest belt.
You said that he a world champion. Now, world champion is a legit belt. There's only 4 belts: the WBC, the IBF, the WBA. I didn't ask you about a gold. You said he a world champion. You said the difference, because you said the difference between him and Ortiz was the fact that Povetkin was a world champion. You insisted. I told you that's a lie. You kept insisting that's a fact. So, like I said, you can't insist that it's a fact when it's a lie. So what I'm saying is that he wasn't the WBA. He was the the international WBA. That's nothing. That's like an international. That's like you're a champion of your country or the continent. No, that's not a world champion. The world champion is the champion of the world. When Povetkin was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder, when he was the mandatory, when he was undefeated, and Deontay Wilder flew all the way to Russia or the UK to train, the man failed for drug test. When Thurman flew all the way to Russia to fight him, he failed again for a drug test. And then he fought AJ, ironically, all of a sudden. Again, this is one lie right there. And you said, why did I hang up on you? I can't talk to you if you're over here trolling. At the end of the day, I'm over here doing my job and I take it seriously, and I can't be talking to trolls. So you're welcome here, but you can't be making up lies and trolling. The second one is that you said that Dillian White was the mandatory. But I told you that when the WBC requested him to fight Luis Ortiz for the mandatory position, he said absolutely not, and fought a fighter that was coming off a loss. So you can't blame the WBC for not making him the mandatory, because he turned down an opportunity to become a mandatory. And then again, Brazil gave him the same offer. He said, if you want to fight Wilder so bad, I'm going to fight you for my mandatory position. He said, absolutely not. And that conversation is irrelevant. That's another strike to you. That's 2. That's irrelevant because Wilder, in the time being, he fought Tyson Fury. He fought Ortiz twice. So that's back-to-back fighting fighters on the top 5 heavyweights. And who care about White? He got sparked by AJ. From all I know, he need to go back and get that lip back. And when AJ tried to fight him, he requested more money. So like I said, that's on him. But that's a deflection you're doing. See, I'm the type of guy, Camacho. Listen, Camacho. Listen, Camacho. I'm the type of guy, I knock your ass out at your own topics, at your own fight, at your own game. In the inside, I knock your ass out. How you want it is how I give it to you. So how you want it tonight, because I'm going to knock your ass out tonight again. What's going on? Talk to me. Don't lie this time, though. Don't lie this time.
We could talk about this in the comment section somewhere else because this is boring. This is old school. I want to talk about
the truth is boring, right? The truth is boring because you got caught lying multiple times. You complain about why did I hang up? You complain about why I hang up, but you out here lying. Like I said, you can't lie on split decision. That's the #1 rule. You get 3 strikes of lying, then you got to go. Just a reminder. Keep going though.
I ain't gonna talk about this anymore, but look, I want to talk about current events. Today is April 19th. I want to talk about April 9th. Today is April 19th, 2020. You know what today is?
You're gonna get this work. That's what day it is. The work day. So go ahead.
Today is the 12th anniversary of Joe Kazagi knocking out Hopkins.
He did not knock out Hopkins.
I'm sorry.
What?
Beating him.
See,
beating
again,
him,
come on, man.
him.
You can't be doing this
slapping
shit.
Him.
Didn't he get dropped in that fight? Wasn't it close? And Hopkins was like old enough to be your dad, Camacho. He was like 45 years old. And you talk about this embarrassing though. Listen, Kalowski, Kalowski didn't want to fight Roy Jones in his prime. He stayed hidden over there overseas. He didn't want to fight Hopkins in his prime. He waited till they got old and had the cojones to fight them. If we keep it all the way $1, and he still almost got beat by a guy that's old enough to be his father, which is Hopkins. But go ahead.
Here's my problem with you, Akhi, is that I call you in, and then I get like 2 sentences in, and then you go on a 2-minute
because you lie. I'm just pointing out how your lies.
It's because you won't let me talk. You won't let me talk.
So go ahead,
and then
troll. Troll. You mean troll. Go ahead.
Last time, I was on a phone call for like a good 5 minutes, and you muted me, and I didn't know.
Because you lied. I just pointed out where you lied. So you want me? Listen. I'm not gonna keep talking to a troll. You gonna finish?
I'm not a troll.
Go ahead and make your statements. Like I said, when you lie and you know the truth, when I'm informing you the truth and you still lie, then you are a troll. So go ahead, state your comments because I gotta move on. Like I said, keep going.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna just tell you this, Akhi. Last week, nobody was calling in. You had like 10, 15 viewers at 2 a.m. I called in, and people were enjoying the debate. But you wasn't a debate.
It was an ass whooping. It was me whooping your ass like I'm your father.
No, it was not.
So like I said, I ain't gonna keep talking to a troll. At the end of the day, like I'm whooping you like I'm your father. I'm your father, Camacho. You didn't know that? So at the end of the day, or at least the night, you can't troll on split decision. You bring facts to the table. If you lie on more than one occasion, which I just pointed out to him, he lied, said Povetkin was a world champion. What world is he living in? That's all I'm saying. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decaf/O media. Shout out to DBN. Salute to my Akhi for being the entrepreneur of new media that I'm a part of.